With so little time, when you look at the days and the training sessions till next year's World Cup, what are you prioritising?
Well, we worship training and we worship the time that we are together. So, we make the best out of it. We have now the possibility for a camp in Spain, in a new environment, which is especially for the June camp, I think a nice change of environment for our players, and which come from holidays or after a long season. So we have a good mix between relaxing time, spending time together on a golf course maybe, but we have also the full focus on the training pitch, because the quality is high in training and it has to be high. Pitches are good, so it's a good mix.
Having won 2 games you were expected to win, but having seen the players and the way they've played, have you re-evaluated anything in the last 3 months or so, watching the Premier League, watching your players, about the way England might play?
Yeah, there are a lot of ideas, and the more time you have to think about, the more ideas you get, so that's sometimes not always helpful as a coach. It's sometimes better you play every 3 days. So you cannot have too many ideas and cannot try too much stuff and think about it through in theory, because it is about the practical approach. I like the first camp a lot, especially the togetherness that the players showed, the togetherness they showed in the goal celebrations. They were worshipping training, they made the effort in the matches. The matches maybe were not the most exciting watch, but we had full control. We had 2 deserved wins, and yeah.
What's been the best thing about the job?
The group of players, the best thing.
What's been the challenge about the job?
To not overthink stuff in the period of time that is in between where you meet the players, and keep things, and find the right mixture, how to put everything in place in a short period of time.
When England go to tournaments, you will have heard it, so often the narrative is they're not as physically conditioned as they always are. Every time England go to a tournament, they look tired. They look heavy-legged. Is that something you've worked on, will work on?
Which is maybe also just a fact, because they come from the toughest league in the world, so that is maybe just a fact. Maybe not a surprise that they were so strong in Qatar, where the World Cup was in between the season, and they suddenly looked so strong because they were in the season, in the strongest season. We will take care of that as far as we can, but once we qualify, if you look at the schedule, if we have many teams in Champions League, maybe teams reaching the final of Champions League, what can you do? I think now when we reach Club World Cup, teams will look leggy because it's just the end of a very, very long season.
We need to be direct on the front foot, play attacking football, play physical football, and we're not afraid of it.
Yeah.
You said that.
Yes.
3 months ago. You stick by that?
Yes, I stick by that. Then we will need to adapt. I will now be there in Club World Cup and will watch a match in Miami at 3 o'clock, and maybe I will have to swallow my words, because I will maybe have to understand that you cannot play the same style of football in 40 degrees than you play in 18 degrees. So then we will adapt, but we still should be brave and courageous and self-confident, because we have a strong group. We have every right. The group reached finals, semi-finals now in consecutive tournaments. There's no reasons why we should hide our ambitions.
When you look at the balance of the squad, what area is strongest?
What area is strongest? Well, we have a lot of number 8, number 10 players. We have a lot of them, and a lot of choice, which is sometimes also not so good, because a lot of choice gives you a lot of options and a lot of things to think about. And at some point, I think latest from September, October, November, it will narrow, the choice will narrow itself down, it will become more competitive, and then we will see how the players react.
What area of the squad would you like more depth in? Do you need to find more depth?
No, I'm happy with the depth and the choice that we have. I'm happy with my players, I'm happy with the choice. there will come new young players, exciting young players that we are maybe not even aware of. We have a good mix, and we will arrive with a strong squad.
Will Declan Rice be a 6 or an 8? Where's his best position?
He will be a 6, 8, 10, like for Arsenal. I mean, he plays for Arsenal. We were joking sometimes after matches on messages, and I say, like, when are you stopped? Are you number 9 now? Or what is going on? Like, he scored so many decisive goals. He had so many runs into the opponent's box. Maybe we will maybe play him a little bit more defensive, but one of his key strengths is to open his legs and get the volume into his game. So at the moment I think he's a box player on the highest level and one of the best midfielders in the world.
What do you like about Ivan Toney?
The confidence, the killer instinct, finishing ability. It's good.
Why did you make a point of selecting him? He might have been off some people's radar, and that obviously is down to where he's playing, but 30 goals in 44 games.
Yeah, he was a little bit off my radar, I want to be very honest. So what better way to have a close look than in a camp? How does he interact with the others? What is his fitness level? Can he still score? Can he still provide a level that helps us? So then instead of course, I will make the effort at some point and travel there to understand the level against which he competes and the environment. But the best way, instead of translating it then to our level, why not to bring him here? So that was the moment, and we're happy that he's with us.
And what have you found out, having seen him for a few days? Is he at the level he needs?
Let's see. We did not have too many training sessions, and I think he can still push himself to be even more competitive. But he's there. He's happy to be there. Trains well. From there we go.
Since you arrived, several England players have won their first honours.
Yeah.
At Newcastle, at Crystal Palace, at Bayern Munich.
True. Tottenham.
What does that add for you?
Winning mentality. It's so different to be in a final and to win a final. This makes a huge difference, and it doesn't matter if the final was then in highest quality or whatever. Like the little push that you bring it over the line, that you hang in, that you fight the last minutes, that you do whatever it takes in these 90 minutes to have the silverware, that does something to you, and it gives you amazing experience. To reach a final, fantastic. To bring it over the line. We have some, like you said, some new clubs, some new players with silverware in their hands. Is amazing.
So can that translate to England? That enables then England players to think next summer, I've been there.
Yes, I've been there. I've done that. I know I can bring it over the line, and it's just not a construct in my head or something that the coach tells me that I can do it, but I did it. I have the experience, and it's very, very important.
So you're getting a better Harry Kane even?
Of course, we get a better Harry Kane, we get a more relaxed Harry Kane, we get a more self-confident Harry Kane, of course.
England internationals have had different experiences at Real Madrid. Beckham, McManaman, Bellingham have starred. Owen and Woodgate, not so much. But they've all obviously had extremely high profiles.
Yeah.
What's your take on Trent's move to Real Madrid?
I think he has what it takes to play for that club. First of all, outstanding quality, self-awareness of his quality. I think Trent is very well aware of what he does really, really good. And he can influence matches with 1-2 actions decisively, with his crosses, with his passes, switch-off play. So I can see that he has what it takes. You can never predict it. You can never underestimate the pressure and the challenge that comes with this shirt in this club, in this stadium. But let's give him a chance. It's a big challenge for him. It's exciting new times, and hopefully he does well.
Ideally, what sort of player does he develop into for England? Let's
see. I cannot predict because there's a new coach. There will be maybe a new style implemented in the club, within the club, and hopefully he can find his space there and find his role and fulfill the expectations that will come to us.
Is it 23 or 26 players next year?
That we can bring to the tournament? 26.
How many of your 26 do you know, realistically? fitness permitting?
I have to take a guess. I would say 16, maybe. But it's just a guess. Maybe it's less. Maybe it's more. Need a bit of time. We have still a bit of time. We have a bit of time.
What will be key to the system you play?
To the system? That we feel comfortable in the system, that we put it to life. The system is just a system. The most important is that we play alive, that we play with courage, with hunger, with excitement, and that we dare to dream and we dare to go for the win, that we're not afraid of losing. That's much more important than the system. We will be flexible, we will adapt to what is needed, and yeah, that's much more important than the system.
And a final point, Eddie Jones, the England rugby coach, when he took over the team in 2015, he said to be successful at a World Cup, you need 5 world-class players in a team of 15.
Yeah.
How many world-class players have you got?
If we do the maths, then we need what, 2.5,
Well,
according to him.
Yeah.
I can see that. I mean, look at the Champions League final and look at the new team of Paris. How many global superstars were on the pitch, actually, from potential, from quality, yes, but from stardust and from glamour around them, much less than in the years before, and they got the biggest prize, well deserved. So I think we have star quality in terms of talent, in terms of behavior, in terms of setting standards, in terms of being humble, being a good teammate. We have star quality enough in our team, but I see what he means. We want to also arrive as a team, be seen as a team, and not be famous for being the superstars.